Everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Abhishek, and today we are diving into really a cool project that combines biology, web development, and the power of artificial intelligence from the Google DeepMind, the latest, most intelligent model, which is Gemini 2.5 Pro Experimental. Have you ever wanted a simple interactive tool to visualize how the genetic code stored in the DNA actually gets turned into the proteins that make you living things and allow your body to function? The whole process of DNA and messenger RNA to protein process, the central dogma of a molecular biology. I was always fascinated to know about DNA and RNA and all those stuff. But when I saw that the power of Gemini 2.5 Pro Experimental, which can help to just create any kind of web application, then I thought that can we ask Gemini 2.5 Pro to just create something which can explain how DNA actually gets converted, not converted into the protein, but how the entire process looks like. And that is where I start thinking about how to utilize, this new model from the Google. So what I have done is I did a little bit of research, like what the application should look like. And this is the prompt, which you can see on my screen. I created. I'm using a Google AI Studio to just access this Gemini 2.5 Pro experimental model, right? And once you just get to the Google AI model, from here in model section, you can select this 2.5. Here you can see some other model as well, right? But make sure you are choosing Gemini 2.5. And then here on the left side, we have a library, or you can just put the create prompt, and then it will give you the window where you can ask something, right? So here. So this is the prompt which I just put it here. Given a biological problem or a DNA sequence, simulate the transcription to mRNA and then translation into the amino acid sequence. So transcription and translation is just a terminology which is being used in this, right? So transcription is where, the sequence from gene from a DNA actually gets converted into the messenger RNA, and then eventually that gets through the cytoplasms to the ribosome, and then actually it extracts the amino acid and then creates the protein, which is required by our body to function, right? So when I ask this question, you won't believe this is the thought process. You can just see. So what it is doing, it is trying to understand the core request, right? So it is just dissecting the entire request into the proper sequence, like how one can think about to just create the solution for the prompt which I have shared, right? So the user wants to a tool simulate the central dogma of a molecular biology where the DNA gets converted into the RNA and then eventually we get the protein, which is the most essential thing for body to function. Take DNA input, perform transcription, perform translation, visualize the process, highlight key elements, generate simulation code, produce a PDF report. We're going to see the working demo. We package the web application, integrate an AI agent. So we are creating an AI agent as well, because whenever we are going to ask some natural language-based question for the DNA, then AI agent will come into the picture and it will do its own magic. Then it is deconstruct the biological process. So it's just trying to understand what actually goes, through the biology. Since I don't have any background on biology, right? But still, if you just understand the entire process, how this model is thinking, you can just keep looking into all these things in a more detail if you are really interested, right? So now the transcription portion, given DNA sequence, typically the coding strand is given simplicity. Through technical, the template strand is used. Replace thymine and uracil with uracil. So this is just a way that, the one nucleotide is get converted into a different one, how it gets changed. So we can see all these. Translation is mRNA sequence, which is the input, and then the process is it's read the mRNA and then, and it picks three codons, and then codons is again, some kind of encoding. We can understand that usually AUG, right? So it's not something which I'm very comfortable with, but you can just keep looking into all these things. Now it is trying to just build the web application architecture, right? So you don't have to think about building an architecture and all those stuff. And that is where the AI integration and all those stuff, develop the code, design the visualization, implement the PDF report, implement the fast API backend, front end, Langchain based, AI agent, refine the document packaging, right? And this is what the entire thinking process, the reasoning model, which, Gemini 2.5 Pro experimental is doing. And this is the structure which it shared, right? And then we got entire code, right? So I haven't done anything except just creating that prompt, right? So all I have done is I just extracted all those code pieces, and just put it in a pie chart, right? And this is how it looks like. So this is DRNA, this is the static way, then we have CSS style, then we have JavaScript, then we have a templates with index.ml. So this is my front end, and then in back end, we have AI agent, then we have a biologics PY where we have all the codons related concept. Then we have a main PY where we are actually executing our web server. Then it's a report generator where it gets up. And this is the command through which I'm actually generating. I'm just starting the web server. Okay, so once you run this, then this web server is accessible on this port 8000, right? So once I just put it here, I got this page. See, boom. I haven't done anything. All I did is I just asked this. So all I have to do, I have to just spend my energy to just create this prompt. And then I just got the entire code base, right? And this is the working application. Now we can see how we can just work on that. Now, what I have done, rather than creating my own test cases, I have asked a further question, to the model itself. How can I test this solution, right? And there were some issues which I just have some to and fro with, this model, and I got all those answer, and I'm having a running code now. Okay, so cool. So this is where it helped me to just give the test cases. So all I did is, could you please share some sample example through which this application can be tested? And this is how it provided. So this is the first code. This is a DNA sequence, which I'm gonna copy and paste it here and see what happens. See, it just shaped. Okay, this is what, the DNA looks like, and then it just changes into the mRNA. It's just change, the corresponding nucleotides and the corresponding for the mRNA, which is a messenger RNA. And then it's actually translate this mRNA in a protein. This is how it shows, and this is says, okay, this is the stopping of, codons, and this is the starting point. And this is the amino acid sequence, which is corresponding to this DNA, which actually first gets into the mRNA, and then this is the corresponding amino acid, and this is the entire process looks like. Start and then position 3,6. As I mentioned, that codon is just a 3. It's just pick 3 codes, and this is the simulation code based on which this entire thing has converted. JavaScript base as well, but I don't know why this is provided. I did ask. And this is the final report, so we can download this report. Okay, and this is it looks like. So we have this entire thing. See, educational description. What is transcription? What is translation? What is termination? How codons being used to just pick the start and the end position. And this is really awesome. So I haven't done anything except just creating my prompt. And now you can understand the power of this AI model, which is continuously being more intelligent day by day, right? So that's one thing. Now we can, so I'm just gonna stop here because I want to put my, okay, so now what I want is, rather than giving a DNA, what I need is I want to give, natural language based request, and then we can ask, okay, explain the process of protein synthesis. This is one, and then we have this one. Okay, so this is simulate. Okay, so we can just put it here. Now this one is needing API key, because I'm using Langchain to just get connected with the Google Gemini 2.5 Pro, where it is going to decode this. So now AI agent will come into the picture, and once I click on this, it's okay. So what it does is, first, it uses that AI agent to just extract and, get the cleaned version of DNA. This is extracted one, and then it's converted into the mRNA. Translation is happening where the mRNA is actually getting into the protein, and what all, amino acids are being extracted, based on this DNA based on this mRNA. And here is we have the codon related encryption, and then we have a download PDF option. We can download that. And okay, so we can click on this and we can see this is my input and this is the process DNA central dogma simulation. So it just gives us, how the things are going to be changed. DNA sequence transcription is happening, DNA copied to mRNA, T replaced by U, mRNA sequence translation happening where the mRNA read in codons, which is just pick up the three consecutive characters by ribosome, which is nothing but is actually extract the amino acid chain, and that actually eventually gets converted into the protein. And then this is the entire process, and then this is the report which you can share. So now you can understand the power of AI tools, and this Gemini 2.5 Pro experimental is really, really awesome, when it comes to, building any kind of application, right? Now, the conclusion, now, was it perfect? One-shot process? Not entirely. AI is a powerful tool, but it is often collaborative process. So sometimes you will get the answer correctly, but sometimes you have to, struggle a lot, right? So you have to keep asking what kind of error you are getting into, and then you have to debug all those kind of stuff which you are getting into. Right. So for better result, especially for the AI agent and the PDF layout, and you have to tweak, a lot of things. And based on the need, you can just ask all those questions to these models. And these models are really, really, really intelligent, where they can easily help you. Right. In a previous video also, I showed you the power of this. Right. So I'm really amazed. And if you haven't yet start using a Gemini 2.5 Pro experimental AI model, I would suggest please start using that. And whatever existing model you are using, just try to compare the performance of both of them and just see how you can leverage multiple AI tools to just solve the problem which you have in your hand. So that's it from my side from this video. If you have any feedback or suggestion, please feel free to put that into the comment section. And if you really like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Share this video with your groups and your friends. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe for me. And as always, stay healthy and keep learning a new thing.